Yandy marriage secrets shock. Spice and Scrappy force Mendeecees to face truth. The ballroom lights in Jamaica glinted off of crystal chandeliers. The sultry Caribbean breeze flirted through open windows, carrying with it the distant hum of steel drums and the promise of revelations. Tonight's gathering had drawn the creme de la creme of the love drama set: Yandy, Mendeecees, Spice, Scrappy, and the tangled web of truths they all tried so hard to hide. Yandy stepped onto the polished marble floor, her heels echoing like cannon shots. She wore a deep emerald gown that caressed every curve. Her expression was unreadable, quiet fire beneath calm poise. Mendeecees stood at the center, arms folded, jaw clenched, trying to look impervious. But tension lined his face, like the striations before an earthquake. Spice and Scrappy stood by a side alcove. They exchanged a look, a mutual pact glinting in their eyes. They had come together, stronger than ever, to drag secrets into the open. Tonight, Yandy's voice rang through the hall, surprisingly steady. We uncover more than gossip. She paused, letting the suspense settle. We confront the truths that have wafted between us like whispers in the wind. And Mendeecees, you will not escape. Gasps rippled through the assembled crowd. Some guests discreetly reached for cell phones, others shifted, uncomfortable but entranced. Mendeecees cracked a half smile. You love drama, he said. You all want a show. If you call this drama, fine, Yandy told him. But it's real life, and I deserve real answers. Spice steps forward. Spice's bold red dress glowed like a flame in the dim light. She flicked her hair aside and leveled her gaze at Mendeecees. You want to see strength? Stand there while we shine light on your shadows. She turned to Scrappy. Scrappy, bring it out. Scrappy, whose usual bravado had tempered into steely resolve, nodded. He strode forward, pulling from his jacket a slim folder. The murmur of anticipation rose. I've held this, he said, raising the folder so glass chandeliers caught its edge and made it sparkle, but I was waiting for someone brave enough to use it. He handed it to Yandy. She opened it, revealing scanned letters, phone logs, even intimate voice messages, evidence Mendeecees could no longer deny. Murmurs cascaded through the room. Tell them, Spice urged Yandy. Let them hear your side first. Yandy's voice shook just a little. One of these messages, she said, was recorded in my own home. In our own bed. A voice you insisted was a friend, but the words were cold, intimate, they named places, times, desires. She looked at Mendeecees. You lied about fidelity. You hid the calls. And you manipulated my trust. Mendeecees' jaw twitched. He swallowed hard. That's, he began. Spice cut in. Don't deny it with half-lies. The logs show midnight texts. The voice memos show familiarity you claimed didn't exist. You forced her to believe you were elsewhere when you weren't. The room pulsed with electricity. Yandy raised her eyes. You sold me a story, but lived another. And now you have to face it. Silence fell. Then Mendeecees exhaled, shoulders slumping. He looked at Yandy, then at Spice and Scrappy. He looked small, exposed. I have things I should have told you, he said, voice hoarse. I didn't want to hurt you, but I see now that hiding only deepened the wound. Spice crossed her arms. Too late for that. You let her carry the burden alone. Suddenly, one of the guests, a mutual friend, stepped forward. And you, she said, pointing at Mendeecees, who told her she was imagining things, gaslighting her. Who denied calls when caught red-handed. The accusation echoed like thunder. Mendeecees glanced away. A single bead of sweat traced his temple. I was scared, he admitted. Scared of losing everything. Scared of the fallout, but that's no excuse. Yandy's green eyes softened, but her voice remained firm. I loved you, and part of me still does. But love is not silence. Love is truth, even when it hurts. Scrappy stepped forward, voice booming. We forced this moment because sometimes you need more than dialogue, you need confrontation. Because secrets fester, and Yandy deserved to cleanse hers. As he spoke, the guests leaned in. Even the chandeliers seemed to dim in awe. Spice moved beside Yandy. You have faced betrayal. You've built walls. But now you have choice. Let him repair, with honesty. Or let him watch you walk away with your head high. Mendeecees' face cracked open. He took a trembling step toward Yandy. I will, if you let me, earn your forgiveness. I'll cut all dishonesty. I'll show you every phone. Every location. I'll do whatever it takes. Tears glistened in Yandy's eyes. She glanced at Spice, then at Scrappy. They nodded. She turned back to him. Then start tonight, she whispered. No conditions. No more secrets. He nodded, voice cracking. No more secrets. The music in the background, once muted, swelled. Steel drums peaked from distant speakers. The crowd exhaled as tension unraveled, replaced by a tentative hope. Spice stepped up, her voice strong. Tonight you forced the truth. Tomorrow, you must live it. Mendeecees, prove you can walk it. She flicked her hair in defiance. Because she's done with pretend games, your half measures. Scrappy slipped away to the wings, leaving space. Yandy and Mendeecees remained alone in the center, under the glow of chandelier light. Guests trickled to the sidelines, whispers trailing like confetti. Some left, some watched, transfixed. But one thing was clear, the marriage was no longer hidden behind masks. Yandy drew a breath. She lifted her chin, as though deciding her own fate. Mendeecees reached out, hesitant, earnest. And in that charged silence, the marriage stood at a crossroads, one path paved with secrets and betrayal, the other with a naked, audacious truth. In that moment, the shock had already struck, and the only question remaining was whether they would rebuild, or whether this would be the final curtain.